Well, guys, sadly, we have reached a stopping point on the Predator 500 simply because we are waiting for parts for the motor, and we do have the tie rod that's in the mail also. So there's some parts that we need for the Predator, and I will show you. I've done a little bit of stuff since the last time we met, but this video actually isn't focusing on the Predator. It's actually about another quad. So this is the $500 400EX. You guys have probably seen this when I picked it up. It's actually been sitting in the corner and I just haven't really touched it because we've had other projects going on. But in the meantime, you know, while we're waiting for these parts, I figure we might as well get into starting this project. I know, guys, YZ125, I'm trying to get all the big stuff out of the way, and you guys have been loving the quad content, so I'm trying to stick to that. I have been doing some YZ125 stuff in the background, but we'll get to that in another video. So here she is. I'll give you a closer look. I know. Where'd the tires go, Mike? So it did have tires on it when I bought it. They're actually on the Predator right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I took these tires off because they were in pretty good shape. I'd say they're probably like 60, 65%, maybe 70. I don't know. They were good enough for what we're going to be doing with Quad Wars. So I took these off of here because I want to put new tires on this, because this is actually going to be built for one of my best friends, Matt. Some of you guys know him as Mechanical Hulk. He's been on the channel a couple of times.
Get some air.
What happened? Straight up. Head flipped it.
Are you serious, dude?
But I want him to have some brand new shoes for this thing. So it's been kind of toting around like this because I took them off. But for the most part, everything else is the same. This thing has some good stuff on it. Here's an old school Quad Tech hood. I mean, back in the day, that was like the hot item. A little bit of damage right here. Probably clean up really nice. Honestly, just wiping that down. Take this burr guard sticker off of here and just make it look, you know, I can clean this up a little bit. It'll probably look really nice. All right, I got those plastics out of the way, and it's really not in that bad a shape. It just looks kind of junky right now because things are off of it, and you know, no tires. Nothing looks good with no tires. So it does have some burr guard. I believe these are +2 A-arms. Good A-arms, they feel nice and tight. I don't even think I'm gonna have to do the bushings in those. We have some really nice shocks. These are Works triple rate. They look like they're in really good shape. They're dusty if you wipe them off. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're in really good shape. I think they're fairly new. So I may not have to do anything with those if they feel good. We'll see what we'll do there. It's got an aftermarket steering stem, probably a +1 or +2. I haven't measured it. It also has some other goodies. There's Electron carburetor on here. However, this is a 2-stroke carburetor, so we're not gonna be running this. I'll probably clean this up and sell it. And we will be putting a 37mm PWK style carburetor on here. Already bought it. I have actually bought quite a bit of stuff for this. I've been preparing and getting ready to build this thing. This hopefully will not be as extensive as a build as the Predator is being, hopefully. But if it is, it is. We're gonna take off this parking brake. I can't believe that's even on there. You never see those things. It's got an extended swing arm. That's gonna be huge on this thing. If you guys remember the 400EX series, 400EXs just love to wheel it.
Like, he's not even pulling back or anything, and that thing's just standing straight up.
Oh my God, bro. You had to see, like, bro, the front end is just constantly.
It's just yeah, man, it comes right up.
The front end always wants to come up, so that's gonna be clutch for keeping the front end down. It's got a swing arm skid under there too. Nice swing arm skid. Got some Graydon Pro Line Nerf bars. It's possible that it's got an aftermarket clutch basket or something. We'll be popping that off in a future video. I'm not really sure what's going on inside there though. And these wheels are pretty legit too. These are old school DWTs. They're actually the same thing that I have on the Yamaha Banshee, except the Banshee ones are the beadlock version. They're really nice rims. Now you guys probably noticed there's no top end on this thing. So let me give you a shot of that. Got a rag stuffed in there just to keep some junk out. Rod is in great shape. No play or anything. I'm hoping that the bottom end is good. Hopefully the transmission is good and stuff. I have a 435 cylinder that I'm gonna be putting on this with a JE piston. We're gonna be doing 11-to-1 compression. So it's going to be Nothing crazy. I want this thing to be reliable for Matt, something that's gonna last him a really long time. I'm actually having the head machined right now, and I'm gonna be buying, it didn't come with a head or anything, so I'm gonna be buying a head for it, porting the head, put all new internals in the head, and then I'm gonna be just kind of filling in all the gaps and stuff because it just came, this was a basket case. If you guys, I did tell the story on another video, but basically a friend of mine called me up and he's like, yo, a guy brought this in for, to work today. He said he wants 500 bucks for it, trying to sell it to like any of the coworkers. He's like, if you want this thing, it's yours. So I sent him the money, 500 bucks right away, kind of no matter what it is, because this is well worth $500. But that's how I obtained this thing. It didn't have a fuel tank. I bought that for 50 bucks on eBay shipped. 50 bucks shipped, that was a great deal. We really basically have all of the parts. These are my parts right here. This box is filled with stuff. Here's the carburetor in here. I'm not gonna pull this stuff out just yet, but we have all kinds of controls. We've got new bars. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I'm actually just noticing now, I think this steering stem is bent to that side. What else is new, right? I think every quad in America has a bent steering stem. Whatever, I'll just tack that to the list. This thing needs another steering stem. So I thought that was a come up, but at least I have the risers. There's no way those things are bent. I actually thought the bars were slightly bent, but I think it's actually the steering stem, which really sucks. That's all right though. I will probably replace that. I don't want to give Matt a bent steering stem. Anyways, I noticed that because the first thing I was going to do is switch out these controls. We might as well get to work in this video. So we'll do that anyways, because it's easy enough to do. Switching out all this stuff is going to be, that'll be good work anyways. And then we can always just pop this out and replace the steering stem afterwards. Should be a little bit easier than working on the Predator. If you guys watch those videos, just the mismatched bolts on that thing did not make it easy. Take off this ugly, clunky parking brake. It's like the first thing I like to get rid of. I'll be replacing that with a nice one. Really nice wire job on this kill tether. Look at this ground job down here. Literally just frayed wires stuffed under the shock bolt. And then the other wire comes over here with one of these damn splicers. You guys know I hate these things. So definitely getting rid of that. We'll see if Matt wants a kill tether at all. If he does, I'll freshen that one up and rewire it, but I just wanted to show you guys that. All right, so these are the new parts we're gonna throw on today. We've got some Pro Taper SE 7/8 bars with the crossbar. I do like these bars. These are the ATV high bend, one of my preferred bends. I also have the Pro Taper Sport clutch perch. This is the same thing we put on the Predator. It's just a nice, clean clutch purse. They're easy, inexpensive. All these parts you can get on Rocky Mountain ATV. By the way, the links will be in the description below. And then I've got some Scott grips. I didn't get blue ones like I did on the Predator. So I'm just gonna get some traditional black ones for this bike, matched like that. And I did clean up these Aero Flex bars. They're old school fly racing bars. And the bars actually appear to be straight. If you line them up here, you can see the bend is slightly different, but I do believe these are straight bars. So unfortunately, the steering stem is probably bent. So I'll probably put these on a future build. It's always good to have a nice set of bars on hand. I think these are a little bit nicer. Matt will like these. They're also slightly wider. I don't know if you guys, if this fits in the frame, but it looks like these are about, I'd say 1.5 inches on each side. So these are about 3 inches more narrow. So this is gonna give you a little bit more leverage. I like wider bars myself, so I'm still happy that I purchased these. All right, let's get these fresh bars on here. Get these new grips on here. Gonna use the old school clear spray paint method. I like to put these with the logo facing forward. already looking way better. Just adding those little things. Got the Pro Taper clutch perch. We got our Scott grips. Cleaned everything up really nice. You can see I have the old perch down there and stuff. I'm gonna remove all that stuff after I'm done this, but got everything over here. But just cleaning it up like that really made a big difference. You guys know me, man. I'm really big on the controls and ergonomics, making sure that everything feels good, because that's the first thing that you notice when you hop on a machine. And if it feels good, you're gonna be able to ride it good. So it's looking pretty clean. I'm gonna leave this tag on here because when I give this quad to Matt, I want it to seem as new as possible. And I feel like little tags like that and stuff just make something, it makes the new experience a little bit better. Right now for an update on the Predator, I did do a couple things since I saw you guys last. In the front here, I listened to my people. People were like, you got to paint the A-arms, dude. They look like trash. And you guys are right. They had quite a bit of rust on the underside. So I didn't do like a full-blown restoration on them, like taking them off and then, you know, sandblasting them and powder coating them and everything. I just cleaned them, Scotch-Brighted them, masked them off, and sprayed them with a little bit of touch-up. You can see like up here, yeah, I didn't get back here and stuff. There's still dirt up here. They're not perfect. There is a missing grease zerk here. I'm either going to plug that, or I'm trying to find a grease zerk that will fit there. But I think it's stripped out, actually. But regardless, I'll probably just end up plugging that for now. But yeah, so they look a lot cleaner. Moving around back, I did the plastics. So you can see I did a little bit of plastic welding. Unfortunately, there was some dirt like embedded in this crack, and it like swirled into the plastics, especially right here. It looks like really nasty. But it's welded up. Up here, it actually doesn't look too bad. And then what I did the underside too. Welded it, and then I made this brace right here out of aluminum. I put a bend in the middle so that it's got a little bit more rigidity, and then this will bolt straight through right here. You can see it pairs with the OEM piece, and that should be really nice and tight. And I mean, those rivets kind of look OEM, especially because I did it the same thing on both sides. Show you this side here. This side wasn't cracked as bad, but I figured we might as well reinforce it anyways. And I did do a little bit of welding right there because there was a small split. I did a little bit of head work. I got my Kibble White valves from BP Racing ATV. I'll have the link to these in the description below if you guys are interested in some valves for your quad. Still waiting on the crankshaft bearing. I have one coming. I already had one come in. It didn't quite fit. I'm looking for stuff that's going to be comparable, or, you know, trying to match it. I have another one that's coming in. The problem is it's on back order. I'm praying that it comes this week. We also have the cylinder on the way from BP Racing ATV. So when that stuff gets here, we'll be able to continue with the motor, but that's why I couldn't do a Predator video today. I also smoothed the fingers on my clutch basket. This thing's going to have to go through the parts washer again. You'll see there's all kinds of little shavings and stuff on there, but they were grooved out pretty bad. Not pretty bad, but slightly. So that will make the clutch action a little bit smoother. And I made this custom shifter. You guys might recognize this from the KFX and from the 250R. I have these little billet shifter toes that I get on eBay. I will link them in the description below. And basically, I just chop off the peg and drill, tap, put some Loctite on there. And then you have a trick little shifter. Plus, I like to take all the ridges and stuff out of the OEM casting. And I kind of gave this one like a brushed look. And one other thing that everybody was complaining about was the radiator on the Predator. Everybody was like, oh, it's so dirty, it's not going to work. You have to clean that or we're unsubscribing. So I washed it. You guys were right, though, as usual. And it cleaned up really nice. I used some of that aluminum brightener. You can get that stuff at Napa. I love that stuff. It cleans up radiators so well. But I cleaned it out. There was tons of mud and everything caked in the fins. It was definitely a good idea to clean this thing. I pulled everything apart, cleaned the fan out and all. And then I cleaned up the radiator guard and gave it a nice coat of SC1 and massaged it into that, so it is looking like brand new. And one other thing I did is I built this little jig here so that I could true my crank, make sure it's not, you know, all whacked out, because this is a used crank, and honestly, I was pretty worried, but it's actually really, really good. It's out of true by 0.02, which is good enough for me, man. Nice little jig I made there out of some of the decking material that my pop's been using. They were just some cutoffs, but pretty basic design. And then this is the dial gauge that I use to calibrate the lathe. So hopefully the next video will be on the Predator. I'm really hoping that those parts come like ASAP. But if they don't, we will continue to move forward with the 400EX. Let me know what you guys think of this thing. 500 bucks. Is it a steal or did it get ripped off here? So pending on the parts, the next video may or may not be the budget video for this thing. I've already ordered most of the parts I showed you in the box, but I will go over the list of performance parts that I'm planning on putting on this thing, the cylinder that I'm planning to put on this thing, and just the overall build in itself. Or we'll be working on the Predator, which is really what I hope we're gonna be working on. But in the meantime, guys, please give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this content. Remember to leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think of these videos. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And until the next video, guys, peace out.